I knew we both have ADHD. Kill the baby. Sorry. Do you think he gets his shadows to like wipe his ass for him?
R.I.P. King of Highburn. You would have loved America.
No C-sections in Fairyland.
I need someone to die.
Why am I hard right now? But also so embarrassed.
Blue balling me on emotional warfare.
Good for you. I'm
best.
strictly unmedicated.
Hey,
Hi,
girlies. Happy Tuesday.
How's it going? Hope everyone's feeling good.
It's Eden.
And Scarlett. Hi.
Welcome back to another episode of Between the Covers.
Yes, Between the Covers.
That felt like a hard launch.
No, I know. Because last episode we didn't have an official name.
But now we're locked in.
Locked in. We have a brand.
We have a cover photo.
Our official release days are going to be Tuesdays, so...
Tune in every Tuesday. We're going to be on YouTube. Maybe someday we'll even do video.
Maybe.
I need to build up to that.
We'll figure it out.
Due to having anxiety. But someday we will figure it out.
We will. It's also, editing is hard. We don't have Final Cut Pro. We're rocking on iMovie.
And it's also just me and Scarlett in the studio.
Studio being our bedrooms. And that's okay. We're making it happen for you. And what are we making happen? Part 2 of A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Akatar Side B.
Thank God.
Reviews.
Eden finally caught up. Feeling blessed.
I did. Locked in. Every week I get a new word that I become obsessed with. Currently it's locked in. So you guys, you're going to hear a lot of that this episode. You're welcome.
Oh my God, you're giving Sarah with leg calls to leg. Leg calls to leg, leg calls to leg, leg calls to leg.
Honestly, let's jump into it. This is going to respectfully be a 180 from our episode last week, guys. Things have changed a little bit for me, unfortunately.
I don't know if I feel as strongly as you, but I feel a lot of the same.
A Court of Silver Flames is your favorite so far, correct? Or no?
Yes. It feels more my speed. Eden knows this. I am staunchly against first person. I hate it. It feels like a self-insert fanfiction, and it drives me. I feel like I'm YN, and I'm being sold to One Direction by my mom. Like, I can't do it, you know? Like, that's the vibe.
Not the deep cut. Holy shit.
I've been on the internet for a long time, my friend. But Silver Flames was my favorite. It was in third person, which I loved. But it was also like an omniscient narrator. So they knew what the characters were thinking, and I rock with that. That feels more palatable to me. I had to get really adjusted to the first person narrative of the rest of these books.
I think it was a step up to switch to third person, but I feel like she could have gone more. It was third person around Nesta. And sometimes Cassian, and also there's 1 or 2 chapters where it was about not them at all. It's like other characters. I wish it was more, I wanted to hear so much about Lucian, so much more than we got. He's disappeared off the face of the earth.
Homie is clocked out of his shift.
He's at Margaritaville in flip-flops and a floral t-shirt right now.
And his ginger-haired firebird that I also have so many thoughts about. You guys, I can't.
It's a lot.
Where do we even start?
Where do we begin?
Okay, let's begin. We're back in the spring court with Tamlin's musty ass at the beginning of Wings and Ruin.
Which I liked.
I did. I liked it.
It's my second favorite, I think.
Really?
Well, except for the end.
I don't know. I liked Mist and Fury more than Wings and Ruin.
No, yeah.
I feel like Wings and Ruin
Mist and Fury
a...
is my top favorite. This is maybe my second. This one or Silver Flames?
Oh, okay. That was going to be my next question. That's interesting. But yeah, so we're back in the spring court with Tamlin, and Feyre is spying it up. It is go time.
She is undercover. Up in this bitch.
She has her little lipstick laser. It's totally spies, and it's great. She was causing mayhem, and I really love that for her. I think it was so deserved for her to just absolutely wreck their shit, and that she did. Do you remember the nightmare plot of her sneaking into Lucian's room in like her skimpy ass little nightgown?
Yeah. Oh!
That was the most amazing. I was done. I was like, she needs to do this for a living.
That was the moment I texted you, I think, about Lucian. I was like, something's happening to me. Something is... That's why... See, this is why it's so hard to choose
Something's
between...
changed.
You've changed.
You're different now.
This is why it's so hard to choose between Wings and Ruin and Silver Flames. Silver Flames, I feel like, has the best overall plot, although I have a lot of notes that we'll get into.
Same.
Wings and Ruin, the rest of the book kind of strongly disliked.
Dude, it fell off once she left the spring court.
But once the whole Lucian and Feyre storyline alone makes it
incredible. I would have given anything for that to have been half the book.
Yes.
Because that's what I was expecting. I didn't think she was going to get back so fast. That's my issue with so many things in these next few books. There's so many moments that are so rushed. I feel like there's so much that I need to know that I don't. There are moments where I'm like, she is taking way too long to get to the point. I don't need to hear all of this. This is irrelevant information right now.
It's just the way it was a 751 page book and said so much and also like nothing at all. I'm sorry, and I feel bad saying this.
We're bouncing to Silver Flames now, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I need to talk about it.
It's okay. Do you want to do Silver Flames and then Wings and Ruin?
I think I'm gonna have to.
I annotated this entire 751 page book. I had so many opinions, I simply could not text them to someone or keep them to myself. I had to physically put it on a page because half of it infuriated me so deeply, I needed to immortalize my anger in that moment.
I read her annotated version when I read Silver Flames.
She did.
I just wanted to hear her thoughts. And I laughed at 90% of them. The other 10 were serious and so good.
Thank you.
Really good analysis. But most of it's so funny.
Because for half of this, I was just flabbergasted, dude.
Some of it was you being like, I have to get this. Other times, I felt like you were so cringed out, I had to say something. I was right there with you.
The secondhand embarrassment that I felt throughout this novel, this piece of literature that I read called a book.
Damn.
Yo, what the Where should I start? The first one that literally made me physically recoil from the page? Where is it? Where is Cassian's little bit? They fucked people next to each other. That's a crazy thing to admit to with your whole chest.
With your brothers?
I'm sorry.
Do you think they ever made eye contact?
100% they made eye contact. Cassian wants to fuck both of them.
Doesn't feel right.
It doesn't
they're brothers.
No, it doesn't.
I don't accept those as canon. You know, like that whole thing about them fucking other people all in the same room. That was not real.
Jarring. That should not have happened. That should be fanfiction tumblr.com exclusive.
Yeah,
that should not have made it into the final cut. That's crazy.
And Sarah, guys, I'm just keeping it 100. Sarah, if you ever happen to listen to this,
Sarah, we do love you.
I love you. These books are so good and have so much potential. With all the respect in the world, you need to fire your editors and you need to hire
someone different.
Us. Or somebody who's going to keep it 100 with you because
that was too much.
These all started so strong and just went wild.
Good.
They either went so wild or she could have went crazy with something and she didn't.
I need there to be higher stakes.
I need someone to die.
Please, dear God, can we talk about that? Because here's the thing. Here's the fucking thing. The second I was reading through Frost and Starlight, and I came across that chapter where Feyre and Rhysand do their little suicide pact.
Freshman year mode.
Essentially, the second I read that, I was like, they're gonna end up breaking that somehow. There's no way she's gonna kill these two. And guess what? I was right. There's no legitimate real-life consequence. It was cool when they brought her back in the first one.
That one was cool.
That was cool.
You know?
The second one was fine. Nesta and Elaine, they changed form. There was a lot of crazy shit happening. People were injured.
Died. Yeah,
no one really died, but it didn't have to. It was good. It ended well.
Wow.
Someone should have died in Wings and Ruin. They didn't. They brought him back within a page.
It was Amryn, right?
It was Rhysand and Amryn.
So Amryn 100% should have died.
1,000,000% she should have gone.
She would have been
gone.
And it would have been a good death.
It would have been such an amazing death. She should not have come back. Having all of the High Lords do the same shit to Rhysand that they did to Faye. That was I'm so sorry, you guys. That was the cheesiest shit I have ever heard in my life. I was like, that is
once. It was a cool thing.
Yeah, because she saved all of their lives. They all will save her. The first one made complete narrative sense. It felt founded, and it felt right.
I'm having a crazy... I talked so much shit on the first book this first time. I still didn't love it, and I don't like Tamlin,
but deserve...
Looking back, that was her best-paced book. Because everything at the end, it got concluded very neat. Not even neatly, but nicely enough to where it set up for the next book, but you knew everything you need to know.
Exactly. Exactly.
It was 100 pages of really good action. Slow in the beginning.
But the world building was necessary, and it was really good world building. I understand the dynamics of this world now because of all of that stuff. Was it harder to get through? Yes. Was it good? Also, yes. I didn't say great.
Okay, we can agree on good.
It was good. I understand the world. I know where they come from. I know where she came from. This has potential to be really fucking sick.
Bro.
Book 2 is dope as hell.
Book 2 is my favorite.
It's great. The pacing, not the best. I was able to look past it because it got really good. Mm-hmm. Again, took a really short amount of time for her to end up fully in the Night Court. It's always like she starts these books with like Feyre in a position, and then within 5 chapters it's resolved, and I'm like, well, what's next? And so she has to create an entire new problem for herself to fix. It could just be half and half. Like, it's so, I don't know. Maybe it's basic, but it just feels like it makes more sense for it to take longer for her to get where she needs to go.
Yeah, or crazy thought, they don't always have to win.
Also facts. Also correct.
I just need...
Someone needs to die. There needs to be a consequence. I hate to say it. If Nesta had died at the end of Silver Flames, I would have been like, that was a take. I would have hated it because I fuck with Nesta. I also foot in mouth. I talked a lot of shit about Miss Girl. I'm switching up. I do love her. I'm a Nesta apologist.
Every single thing is 180 this episode.
It really is crazy, the shit that we're taking.
Sergey could never
do
the twist that we're pulling on you guys right now.
No, literally, she could never, because I can guess it every time. It's crazy. I don't know. Or kill the baby. Sorry.
No, okay.
But, like,
so
kill the
real.
fucking baby.
I was just thinking this. So,
I'm so sorry, kill the baby.
We know that they have a son through the Bone Carver.
Obviously.
And you clocked that the second you saw it, by the way.
The moment it was introduced,
which just adds to our point.
Yeah.
We know that they're having a son eventually. Never said it had to be the firstborn.
No.
I was kind of hoping, like, they were so worried about Feyre and this baby dying in Silver Flames, so we're jumping all over the place. But so worried about that, and then I was like, oh, it'd be such a cool twist if she had a daughter. Like, it was a daughter that came out and then she died.
Exactly. That would have been crazy.
Because it adds also a little bit of unreliability to the whole thing, because it's like, okay, so these prophecies, we don't know when they're gonna happen.
That is such a good fucking point, dude. Having an unreliable prophecy narrative, just like an unknowable, that would make the next book, aka Elaine's book, so much more interesting.
I have such high hope for Elaine's book.
No, I
like,
have
this could be it for her.
I have so many fears. I'm terrified for how this is going to go. It could be amazing. No, she needs to 8-course meal this next one. So now that we've jumped all over the place and rambled about our thoughts and feelings about everything, what were your thoughts on Ianthe?
Kind of evil iconic. I almost wanted her to be a better villain. She could have done some damage. She could have been a good villain, I think.
It made her, like, even more just nasty.
She was so manipulative.
Yeah.
And I hated her, but she was good.
That's real. She was good at being awful and insufferable.
I will say, I liked her ending. I really enjoyed that storyline and that plot point. I thought that was really good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she kind of ate Tamlin up.
Dude, she really did.
She made such a fool of him. And that was the straw, I think, like the last straw that turned him into a perma beast. He's going Diego mode right now.
Also, disclaimer, Eden did not read Frost and Starlight.
I gotta keep it 100.
She hated it.
I read 4 pages, and I'm not kidding. Can I just talk about why for a second? You didn't mind it, or you liked it?
It was fine. I read it because I had a feeling there was going to be information in it that I was going to need for the next book. And I was correct. There was. I mean, it was short. It took me an hour. I don't even know how long it took me to finish it. But, like, it was a decent bridge for people who like really cutesy, bow-wrapped kind of things. I can see why they'd like it. I'm indifferent.
So let me explain why I hated it with my entire being. Really quick. Give me the mic for a second.
Go on. Take it.
So after Wings and Ruin, when nobody died, and I had explicitly expressed to Scarlett, I was like, okay, I'm done with the dying and coming back to life. I'm done with the tease, blue balling me on emotional warfare. That's what happened with Wings and Ruin. The whole Cassian fight at the end, I did not feel a single thing.
No, I felt nothing.
I was running it like this.
When Feyre and her baby and Rhysand were dying, I felt nothing because I knew it was going to get fixed. Yeah. Anyway, carry on. So, I just had to put that in there.
So that started for me in Wings and Ruin, because that is the one where Amarin dies. quote unquote, because she doesn't. So I thought that was a great choice. I was so proud of Miss Sarah. And she brought her back, and I don't think I'm exaggerating, 1 page later. Don't even think she's dead for a whole page.
No.
And she...
Very least, the next chapter, she was back and kicking.
She had one of those moments where they were all like, she died and we're really sad, and I'm happy you're alive. And she had the whole... That was her. And they all turn their heads, and they're like... And then she opens her eyes, and she's like, guess we're not doing that again. Something like that. Something like that. That's what it was, and it made me sick.
God.
It made me sick.
Oh, God.
I was so disappointed. Because now it's one time is a story. 2 times that becomes a pattern. No. What's this thing?
Twice is coincidence, 3 times is a pattern.
That's what it is.
And Miss Girl, 1, 2, 3.
4,
4, 5, 6, 7. Who only knows what's gonna be next?
So when I heard that A Court of Frost and Starlight was a palate cleanser, it just made me even more annoyed, because I was like, palate cleanser from what? Nothing happened at the end.
Oh my god, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Scarlett's like, just give it a try. There's information you need to read in there, and I was like, okay. Plus, I need the book for my Goodreads challenge this year. You know,
that's real.
Like, I'll do it.
Got to meet the numbers, babe.
Sometimes you got to eat your vegetables. And I start reading this first chapter. They're talking about how they don't even really sleep in the same bed anymore because they're working so much. They're talking about she needs to go to into town to get presents for Is this a fucking Hallmark movie?
I was just about to say, it felt really Hallmark.
I'm sorry. Am I scrolling
fantasy
through cable and landed on a Hallmark movie in the middle of my fairy war book that I'm reading about? And saying that Rhysand... I'm like getting so heated about this. But Rhysand writing... he stays out so late because he's writing letters. First of all, get an assistant. Second of all...
You're magic.
Harry Potter that. Put a spell on it and make it right for you. Get a fucking raven? Why is there horse mail? What are they doing? They're taking their ponies? No.
Are you kidding me? They also can...
finger and...
Dude, it is literally canon that they can just poof letters to people. It is literally written in the fucking book, so what do you mean?
I just felt like I was watching an episode of, like, a holiday special of The Office.
Oh my god, that is a
UK
really good point.
UK version.
Yeah. That's a distinction that was really fucking necessary, too.
UK Office Hallmark mode. It was... I could not do it. And I couldn't read it because I was like, I'm already teetering on the edge with these series. The dialogue, I have to put it... And maybe this is me being an author, and so this could be crazy. When I read the dialogue, I take myself out of it, run it through my head again, and say it in my own way so that I'm not cringing out.
Well, also keep in mind... Bear with me, okay? These books are very good. They are very easy to read, right? And if, again, call back from episode 1, your favorite books are The Picture of Dorian Gray and The Song of Achilles. Mm-hmm. There's a level of writing that you were used to consuming and genuinely enjoy.
And so Twilight.
Twilight, but you also can love Twilight for what it is, and there's a nostalgia aspect there. So I can understand why, for someone who not only writes their own books very well and in a very mature voice, someone who
What are you
doesn't...
talking about?
I'm talking about you.
Me? Oh, I'm talking about Sarah. Sorry.
No, I'm talking about you. Like someone who writes their own books in a very mature voice and a really beautiful way, and have a writing style that is very, very different than this. There's nothing wrong with that. It makes sense. I do the same thing.
I just want more for her.
Yeah.
I know Sarah can do better, and I don't even necessarily think it's her. I think she needs new editors. Yeah. I know that I'm sure they're probably just trying to pump these books out as fast as possible, but like they really do have so much potential. With jumping back into Silver Flames, the final scene, she found this harp because I loved the mask with the sea monster. That was fucking scary.
Amazing.
That was really
terrifying and so good.
Amazing.
I felt that viscerally. I did panic. That was amazing.
So the harp, when she's trying to save Feyre. Okay, so they have... Also, she just throws this in so casually.
So quick.
About how there's 26 dimensions.
That felt like a slip in from her crossover with Crescent City.
Oh, which I have read?
Working on.
Okay, I haven't started that.
Yeah, I was gifted it for my birthday, and so I'm going to Because that one's only 3 books, and so I can read that really fast, because that's the one she's crossing over with first and the most, because the most recent one came out, and there's, I think it's like Asriel, Nesta, Rhysand, a bunch of people are in it.
In the Crescent City?
Yes, in the last book. Or the most recent one. And so the 26th Dimension things, like, that was very much a call to a different universe, which is dope. Really confusing if you have not read the other books.
It just was, like, thrown in there. So
yeah.
but I wasn't confused. I thought it was really cool. I was like, this is going to be a really cool plot point.
And not confusing, just jarring. I guess it kind of just got dropped.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh my god, what do you mean we're talking dimensions now? Like, that's trippy as hell.
It took a Marvel twist.
And I wasn't expecting that. That's what I meant.
But I was really excited for it because I was like, oh, this is going to mean new creatures, like all kinds of stuff. Time travel, stuff like that. You never know. There's still ways, I think, to do time travel in a entertaining way that isn't annoying and overused.
Yeah, she has the potential. It just feels so easy to guess how it'll end up. I don't know exactly what all's gonna go down, but I know it will end up okay.
Like,
I don't want to know that.
Yeah, I don't.
Scare me. Make me feel anxious. Make me feel nervous. Game of Thrones me. I want to be so horrified and caught off guard. Red Wedding me.
I want my Apple Watch to give me notification that my heart rate has jumped.
Yes, I miss that. And again, like, I have high hopes for Elaine's book based off of Silver Flames. Maybe it can only get better. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm still holding out hope. I'm not completely writing it off because I do really love the story. And I love Elaine. And I love Asriel. And I love Lucy.
Do you like your present that I got you? Have you tried it yet?
It's delicious. Yes. For my birthday, it was a few weeks ago, she got me...
Everyone tells Scarlett happy belated right now.
Oh, thanks, guys. I can hear it. I can hear the cheers. But Eden got me a candle that is supposed to smell like Asriel for my birthday.
I think it does.
I would like to think that it does.
I'm choosing to accept that.
Because it's a delicious scent.
As canon.
That is canon.
That is canon.
We're writing our own, because this is too much. But it's delicious and amazing, and I love it. But yeah, I'm very nervous for the next book. And we can get into why once we actually talk about what went down. So, honestly, Wings and Ruin, there was a battle, everyone lived. She got back from the spring court. Tamlin's a piece of shit. That's the end. That's it. That's 600 whatever pages in 2 seconds, and you're done.
And then Frost and Starlight was The Office UK edition, Hallmark mode, where Feyre and Rhysand make a suicide pact.
Stupid.
Why would you do that when you know there's another war coming?
How fucking dumb do you... I was so annoyed when I read that. And
you're having your kid and you haven't had it yet. Dude, why would you do that?
I was so mad.
It just doesn't make sense.
Reading that, because again, like I said, the second I read it, I was like, I'm so annoyed because I know this means nothing. And it's going to be such a big deal. And at the end of the day, it means absolutely nothing because it will get fixed somehow.
And
I'm sure.
Even one book.
Not one book. The very next book. Baby. Death. Wings. No C-sections in Fairyland.
America could teach them a thing or two about Western medicine. R.I.P. King of Hybern. You would have loved America.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh my god.
There's another thing I have to say that I didn't like, which just leads us back to the dumping everything in one page. But Gwen and Emery they're almost dead on the mountain, like in high elevation.
What the fuck?
And they're like, "Hey, let me give you a 2-page monologue and just tell my entire story in this one page that I haven't said this entire book."
Of 751 pages.
Or book. That is writing 101. You don't introduce new information in the last act or the last chapter.
No. And if you're gonna break the rule and you're gonna do it, at least do it well.
Made no sense. Not the time or the place. And I would have said that to their faces if they said that to me.
So out of place. I believe they're strong ladies and they trained their asses off. And I believe they made it to the top of that mountain, but there's no way.
Showing your feelings is cool.
She was holding physically piggybacking a person up a mountain, high elevation. You are beat to shit and you don't have wings. There is no way they made it up unscathed. Also, who was that other motherfucker? What was that guy's name?
Oh, loved him.
He was great. I can't remember what his name was. He just appeared and left. And I'm like, okay, cool. He's going to be important later. Another thing that I have to continue reading to find out more about that I'm curious about that should not be happening. I need more to still be interested. Like, you know?
Justice
it's like,
for Caveman and...
Caveman. Oh my God.
Who's the other, the mercenary? And
oh
the
my
first
God,
book,
yes!
Justice
that
for both
bitch.
of them.
Justice for them. Why do I feel like his name started with a B? I don't know.
It was a weird name.
It was a weird name.
It was kind of like... Remind me, that's what an ogre would be named, I think.
Yes. Anyway, so those are our grievances. Maybe let's start from the beginning and talk about what we actually enjoyed. Because, again, so many thoughts. So, clearly, they don't have C-sections in Prythian. They have really terrible sex education classes. They don't understand PTSD. And that pisses me off. I'm really mad. What did they think? Someone is drinking themselves to death, partying, fucking like a monster, gambling, going crazy. What makes you think, hey, let's do the fairy version of 5150ing her and locking her in a house she cannot leave, aside from severe physical exertion or death? Her? Nesta? Doing that to Nesta? That is the worst idea. It's like, let's think about the best thing that could happen for her and do the opposite. And that is what they did.
They essentially sent her to war boarding school. Like boot camp.
Genuinely. Alone. With a dude who, respectfully, is too horny for his own good. Because this girl was traumatized and he is coming in his pants for her in a hallway. You are 500 years old.
I need you to get a grip.
Get a fucking grip. And also be respectful. She is literally traumatized and just started eating 2 days ago. You know, in AA or any kind of rehab, for anything, they say, in the first year of your recovery, don't get in a relationship. That is the opposite of what they did. Didn't you say we were going to talk about the things we like? God, I guess. I mean,
Akatar challenge, talking about something
you actually enjoyed. But it's annoying. I didn't like it. It was annoying.
I was just disappointed. There were some really good parts about it, and I just got these ideas of what was going to happen, and it wasn't that. And it wasn't even like, okay, it's not that, but it's something else. It just wasn't as exciting as what I had in my head.
No, you're right. It may sound antithetical, what I'm about to say, but it's like Nesta's progression of healing, one, didn't make sense in the way that they were doing it. Exercise and screwing a dude with a huge dick is not going to heal you from watching your father break his neck. That's crazy. It took a really, 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 really long time for her to open up in a way that felt satisfying. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that took too long. But I also feel like her healing went too fast. I don't know what the balance between those two things is, but it wasn't this. She ended up being okay, I guess. But by normal person standards, she's still very much traumatized and not okay. She just has a mate now, which is not the be-all, end-all of any issue in this universe. It shouldn't be, but apparently it is.
I wish Cassian was a prude. I wish he would have went Edward Cullen mode and been like, no, I'm not touching you.
Until you are 1, nice to me, 2, nice to yourself, and 3, nice to other people. There is a lot that I liked. It's just... Same. I think the reason we're so frustrated is because we do enjoy
care
it.
So much.
We do care so much. We wanted so much more than what we got, but we also, it was a really good story. I thought that Nesta's powers, I still don't completely understand them. And I think that's really cool because I don't think she does either. I don't think anyone does. And I think that's a really interesting situation. I thought Nesta as Lady Death, that's hard as fuck. The scene with what was it called? The Kelpie? Is that what it was? The Kelpie? That was terrifying. That was so amazing.
That was the scariest scene so far.
I want it framed on my wall. It was great. I loved the relationship between her and Emery and Gwen. Mm-hmm. I thought that was really beautiful. Nesta, I feel like in the other books, it was really easy to see her as anti-girls girl, hater period, and she still is. But it shows found family versus born family, because the thing is, I love that, and it's hard because I love Feyre and I love Elaine, but I don't know if they're good sisters to each other. all three of them in any way, shape, or form. And so I think it was really interesting for her to have that opposing two girls that she really genuinely gets along with and loves and feels are her sisters.
Yeah.
And showing her relationship with her actual sisters and how...
That's a good point.
...different they treat her.
That you put exactly into words. I don't think I had the words for it, but that is what I loved, is it was chosen family.
Yes. And I thought that was really beautiful. I think a lot of the quote-unquote inner circle in the other book, that's what it was trying to go for, but something about her friendships with them just felt so authentic and real. I guess probably because we were able to see the progression of it and experience that with her. Whereas the inner circle, we were just like dropped into a friend group. We were kind of the newbies on the outside.
I do really like that trope though.
Yeah, it's interesting.
An established friend group and then you're welcomed.
It's cool. It's cool. But I will say, inner circle, they're on my shit list in this book. They were fucking assholes. Morgan?
Oh,
dude.
Why did she do that to Morgan?
She was so mean.
Yeah.
She was so fucking mean for no reason. That is the last thing I expected from her. And on one hand, I'm like, okay, maybe they're just really bitter because they think they know how Nesta treated Feyre when they were growing up. Feyre had to hunt, which I totally understand that. But at the same time, Feyre's literally a queen now, and you can let it go. These bitches hold on to grudges and feelings and vibes for centuries. Centuries. And it is infuriating. Something I'm very curious about, I'm thinking a lot on the Morrigan track right now. I'm curious as to where Sarah is hinting at where she's gonna go with Eris and his dynamic with Mor and Asriel and Cassian, all of that.
I have a question.
Why
is she giving Eris a redemption arc and Lucian got dropped off the face of the earth?
I think she's leading it up for the next book, dude, which is such a cop-out and it's so annoying. But I do think it's the
Lucian.
truth.
And I'm sorry, but you made him absolutely amazing. You don't get to just take him out now. That is my man.
Well, you know he's coming back. But I did miss him.
If she makes him...
I did miss him.
If she makes him evil, because that's not the twist we're looking for.
I don't think she's going to make him evil. I don't know.
There's rumors that there's going to be a traitor in the next book.
And I have thoughts on who it is.
Tell me.
I think it's Morgan.
She was so mean. I feel like we saw a whole other side to her. I don't know if that was intentional or not.
Dude, maybe it's a fucking legit red herring because she literally only wears red. But I don't know. I think that would drive me insane. Drive me absolutely insane because why is the only queer female character in your books
now, why'd you have to make the gay girl?
No, seriously, because that's just a step away from the bury your gays trope. I'm being dead fucking serious right now. It's an actual problem in literature where gay people are either evil or they get killed. It's one or the other. And so one, I will be infuriated if it's Mor. For that reason alone, I think it's unnecessary. I also think it could be Amren. I do. Because of all of her High King bullshit talk, which was also pissing me the fuck off.
Didn't she say, though, that was a test for him or something?
I don't believe her. She is centuries old. She's even older than all of them.
You think she's had the longest of long games?
Yeah, maybe. A little.
That'd be cool.
I
would respect that.
I mean, she whipped that High King shit out of nowhere and was like feeling real power. I think part of me wonders if it's gonna be
down all of a sudden. I never understood that.
I think she was realizing it wasn't working and pulled back and was waiting to bring it up again later. If you think about it, she used to be this wicked, weirdly powerful thing trapped in some kind of fey body. She was otherworldly.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now she's just a normal fae.
She's like a titan, essentially.
It would make sense for her to go from feeling all of this immense power at every second of every day to feeling so different and lesser that she would want to strive for more. And if they really wanted to make it interesting, make it fucking Asriel. Oh, devastating. I don't want that to happen. But, like, she won't. You know Sarah would never. She can't fuck up her beloved love triangle.
You're making me feel more things than Sarah.
Me?
With your suggestions.
And there we go. That's a problem. Sarah, let me edit for you. Please put me on your team.
We will keep it 100.
I will never lie. Trust.
And we'll point you in the right direction.
We will
encourage you every step of the way.
We will. I do think it's interesting that she made a point over multiple books to continuously bring up what happened to Morrigan with her situation with Eris. And all of a sudden, she's whipping out his perspective because it's no longer biased from somebody who is obsessed with her, like Feyre, and takes everything that she says as gospel. Eris is like, but what has she said? What has she told you? That kind of thing.
I know, and she hasn't said anything.
She hasn't said fucking anything. It's all been secondhand. And so this part of me is like, no, this is not how it goes. This should have been brought up in Wings and Ruin when she came out.
Even a little bit of it.
Even so a little.
We can guess.
Something.
We have nothing to even guess
We have nothing to even go on. I mean, I have my own thoughts based off of things I've seen online
I'm curious what you think. You're usually spot on.
I think Eris is also... This is going to sound crazy, and rock with me. I don't think he's that bad. I don't.
Just a coward.
No.
I think you annotated that. You said he's not a bad guy. He's just a coward.
I think he's a coward, and I also think he's terrified. He's terrified of his father. Mm-hmm. He's terrified that his father's going to kill his mother. Because from what I'm understanding and the dynamics I've picked up and what we've heard about Baron and the whole like High Lord meeting in Wings and Ruin where he was being such a shit, I feel like Eris is the only one who keeps him in check. And so if Eris does anything that could get back to his father is like outside of what Baron would want him to do, he would kill him, kill his mom.
That's fair.
Just ruin fucking everything. And so I feel like Eris really has no choice but to be a coward for right now, until the timing is right. Now, maybe I'm hoping too much because I have a soft spot for gingers.
As do I.
I do. I love them. I love dating them. I love being one. Mm-hmm. Redheads are my thing.
Love descending from them.
I do. Yes. It's great. So that's my thought on the Eris thing. So I feel like the whole Morrigan situation that he's been hinting at or talking about, I feel like there was an aspect of him being like, I want to help her, but if I do, it'll only be worse for everyone. Or... maybe there was some aspect of it wasn't his decision to nail shit into her stomach. It said nowhere that was his call. He was also a teenager when that happened.
What if he's not apologizing? Because like, how do you apologize? You can't.
No, you can't apologize for something like that.
Maybe he knows that. And he's like, what do you, like, I can't say anything. That fucking sucked.
It sucked. I couldn't really do anything to change it.
Yeah, it's... because
I was also a teenager. Silver Flames
made me realize...
me
like Eris.
No, dude, he's gonna surprise you. I also think he's gay.
Oh.
But that could just be me being me. I just want a gay man.
Yeah.
In this series. There's a gay woman. Let the gay boys have their turn. Mm-hmm. Let them have some fun. We have
time to even the playing fields.
We have a Chapel Rowan. They need a Troye Sivan. In Silver Flames, there were a lot of characters that my perspective shifted on. A lot of decisions and things that happen because it's no longer from a direct point of view from somebody.
Talk about 180.
Speaking of...
you guys, I was eating Rhysand's ass last episode. It's changing a little bit.
Because what did he do? What did he fucking do? The one thing she has always asked of him is honesty. Is to tell her the truth, keep her in the loop. That was her issue with Tamlin. He didn't tell her anything. And this man is going to sit there and say, quote unquote, for her own good, she can't know that not only will she, but her baby and her husband will all die. And he's not going to fucking tell her. She could have done something.
It broke
she
my
could have
heart.
helped them figure it out. She's powerful as hell. She's smart.
She's stronger than him.
She's stronger than him. I bet you money if she knew, it wouldn't have turned out that way, which is exactly why Sarah decided to make Rhysand not tell her, which is ridiculous and infuriating. But didn't I talk about it in the last episode? I could see hints at the fact that he was also kind of a controlling mother, and he would also lie to her.
Lucien has officially taken, I'm just saying it right now,
Lucien
has taken top spot. Asriel's moved up to second. Depending on the next book,
I'm horrified.
He might be up to number 1, or I don't know.
It's gonna be crazy. Whatever goes down. Also, wasn't obsessed with the hintings of Gwyn and Asriel having a little flirty.
Yeah, what was that?
That made me want to gag.
Is that going to be the triangle? Because no.
I'll be pissed. I'll actually be pissed. But I will also be furious.
And it's with Gwyn, right?
Yes.
Gwyn is the priestess, right?
Yes.
Nobody.
She's the one who was like severely abused. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. This next book, I feel like there's no way for me to truly be happy.
I just got a
which is scary.
idea.
Oh?
But what you're scared of with her. So, imagine Emery and Morgan get close. Emery is also connected to Nesta, so there's a little bit of pull there. And Morgan hates Nesta.
Dude,
so imagine
hates her bad.
They have a thing. Gets to the point where Morgan's bad, and then Emery, like, can't support it because they're Valkyries. Like, they are sisters.
No, like, literally.
I don't know. Maybe Emery could die.
Dude, that would suck. Don't say that.
That would be
good, it would be good.
Change everything. That would be a red wedding moment.
That's real.
That would be good. Sarah, you can take that one for free. I actually request that you do.
That's so funny.
Just something.
Something. Anyone. Kill someone, please. But not any of the ones that
baby.
I like. Kill the baby. Who gives a fuck about the baby? Kill the baby. Okay? He can't talk yet.
I'm picturing it now. They're like walking in the forest, talking about something. Baby's in the stroller. And then all of a sudden they hear like a... and they're both like looking at each other. And they both look to the stroller and there's an arrow.
Eden, what the fuck?
She fucking drops him in the cauldron on accident. That'd be funny.
Dude, something, anything. I can't.
Squirmy baby.
Also, this like Koshi character, I'm already hating it.
Don't even remember.
The Bone Carver's broski under the lake who cursed the queen.
Oh, like
that's gonna be the whole
Nesta?
next thing. Yeah. I also feel like there's no way for the next book to end for me to be truly happy. Because on one hand, she ends up with Asriel. Of course, she ends up with one of the brothers, the bad boy, like, naturally. Or on the other hand, of course, she ends up with her mate, like every single other mated couple has. And also, I want Asriel to find love and be happy and be with Elaine, but I also want Lucian to...
You don't think she's gonna kill Lucian so that she can be with Asriel?
That would be crazy.
That would be so Sarah, though, to do
Well, no, she wouldn't do that, because Lucian is the only heir to the Day Throne.
Maybe.
Because he's Helian's only son.
But she might try to use that as a thing, like, he has no heir.
Well, that would be her tossing in another open-ended plot point.
But I still think it's cheap to kill Lucian. She can't make a decision,
she can't
so
do that.
death does it for her.
Exactly. She can't kill either of them. Either way, there's a negative, because it is tropey. Books like this, I guess, are just fucking tropey, and that's fine. But it doesn't have to be.
Tropes they're fine. Every single thing,
everything has
every
something.
Piece of media has a trope. It's how you write it and the outcome.
There was a lot of really interesting stuff in this one, and it was so horny. So horny. I was...
Even for our standards.
No, even for my standards, I was shocked.
Sarah's spending 5 to 10 in horny jail.
This was every 2 chapters. They were fucking it up.
You know what's so sad is that those are probably the most well-written parts of the book.
No, they were.
Why did that have better pacing?
That's a really good question, Eden. That's a really good question. Maybe she should write porn scripts. I don't know. I wanted so much more. And so I kept reading and I kept reading, and the pages kept getting less and less at the end, and I was like, this is not good. Because I was feeling really hopeful when I had 200 pages left, and now there are 70, and I'm still not happy.
Not getting information.
And then it ended, and I was like, let's fucking go, I guess.
So what are you left with, question-wise? What do you want to get resolved for you, or even if it's too late?
First of all, I need there to be some sort of consequence for Rhysand, period. For the way that he behaved. For threatening to kill Nesta, making her go on a hike in the woods, sending her off to begin with, just his behavior overall. He needs to repent.
So
controlling over
grossly
Feyre.
Controlling.
Dude, what do they call it? The force field, the shield. That was crazy.
Cassian couldn't even hug her.
No, what? Are you kidding me? That's Tamlin 2.0, and that's what she hated the most, just feeling trapped. And so I need
somehow it was endearing with him.
And I hope Feyre recognizes that as well.
No, the way she was talking about it, she was like, we're compromising. I mean, sometimes you get kind of annoyed, but it, to me, was giving more he's so annoying.
Well, I don't know. I need postpartum depression from her. I need something. Because I need her to be unhappy with him. That was not okay.
Yeah. She's also 20.
Dude, she's a child. She also said she didn't want to have a baby yet. In Frost and Starlight, she literally said, I don't want one yet, but maybe one day. Like, one day I want to have a baby with you.
And Sarah said, see you next chapter.
She has hasn't even lived. She didn't get to be a high lady. So that's frustrating. I need that whole High King of Prythian situation to be squashed immediately at once, because if Rhysand does try to do that shit, he's dead to me. And so is Sarah, because that's unacceptable.
It's like, what the
to
fuck?
make it like he's a shithead, but don't make him that bad.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? And so there's
Throw
that.
away his entire character.
Right. It would destroy it. And so I need there to be more of a punishment for Tamlin. I want someone to be a new High Lord of the Spring Court. That needs to get sorted, because Monster Man in the Woods is not rocking with it.
He needs boot camped.
Dude, yes.
He needs to be 51-50'd.
Stat. Like, it is unacceptable. No pointy things. No shoelaces. Gonna be real, I need everyone to give Nesta an apology and thank her for saving them.
Say it again.
But no, genuinely. Like, she deserves an apology and she didn't get one.
Being kept out of the family photos. That was wild.
Truly, I
felt that
have never
personally.
felt so furious as to when I read that Feyre didn't have anything of Nesta in the River House.
Not only did she not make paintings of her, she was excluding her from family portraits.
Everyone
With her dad, who she didn't even like.
Dude,
And
literally.
excluded Nesta, who's still alive.
Evil.
And it's like,
evil.
Nesta, come over.
Evil.
Look at my new art.
Oh my, it put Feyre and Rhysand in a new perspective for me, which I think is a cool conversation to bring up. It's like how the narrator can severely affect how you perceive a character. And even like
what if the inside of her head is crazy?
That girl is freaky as hell. I think that's going to be the kinkiest book yet. I'm saying it right now.
And I love it for her.
No, and I love that for her. She deserves it.
I know
she
something's
deserves
gonna happen
it.
with Asriel's shadows.
They're going to do something to her. Because
the
it's like,
most-
she has a mate, don't touch her. And it's like, I didn't.
I'm not.
I didn't touch her. So hot. We should write it.
Oh my god, we should.
If you wrote that, I would read it. Like, really.
Are you so serious? Because my name's not on something, it's gonna be nasty.
I'm begging you to write that for me.
Okay.
With both of them.
Asriel and Elaine?
And Luce. No, I need all three.
And Mushe.
I need it to be like a 3-way combo action. Shadows. I need some crazy shit to go
like
down.
chef's platter. No, I was
Send
actually.
it to me, Rachel. Show me to me, please. Oh my god, I just realized that. She's literally picking between the heir to the day court and the
shadows.
physical embodiment of darkness. Why am I hard right now? But also so embarrassed.
Oh.
There's a lot happening.
It's just like, come on.
Come on! Like, come on!
I can absolutely see her writing something where Elaine walks in the shadow. He's like jerking off with shadows or something. Hands are just limp at his side.
Do you think he gets his shadows to like wipe his ass for him?
He's like Doc Ock from Spider-Man. He's like, just like grabs something from the highest shelf. Can't quite reach.
I don't know. Good things, really bad things.
Nothing in the middle
No.
this time.
No, nothing.
We had strong feelings about it either way. And again,
It did
it's
make us
because-
feel something.
And it's because we care.
It is.
Again, sorry we were so... Is that toxic to be like, I was just saying that because I care? It was really mean to you, but it's because I love
It's
you.
because I love you.
Not us becoming Tamlin apologists.
No, never. Dear God. I need someone to kill him. The
He's
fact
not
that
dead
Rhys
already.
just keeps going back to just do what, like welfare checks on him, but essentially to just rub it in his face. He's like, I have a hot wife. That is hilarious. Honestly, I think we hit all our points. It was a little more sporadic than last time, but I think that's how I felt when I was reading it. So
It was chaos.
it
was
really
chaos.
was.
It was Hallmark. It was, will anybody die already?
It was pornography. It was at parts
It was Cassian
Boring.
coming in his pants like a
child.
prepubescent boy.
Like a literal teenager. So down bad crying at the gym. No, literally.
That reminds me of an ex I had who, whenever we would get into arguments, he would go calm down by playing basketball.
I wish you could see the look I'm giving her.
And that's a true story.
That's devastating.
Had to cool down by shooting threes at the...
Shut the fuck up. Wait, who was it?
I'll tell you off pod.
Okay, fine. We'll drop lore.
No, we won't. So,
We said a lot.
Things were said. Time was spent.
Feelings were had.
It was bouncing back and forth, but believe it or not, that was the linear path of these books.
No, genuinely. Thank you for spending your Tuesday with us.
Thanks, girlies.
We had a blast.
Peace and love. We are really loving this. We're having a lot of fun building the community, and we're just excited for everybody to join and be a part of it with us. We do also now have an Instagram.
We do?
It's betweenthecovers.podcast, and then we also have an email, which is betweenthecoverspod@yahoo.com. So please send in whatever you want. Tell us a crazy story. Tell us your thoughts on these books.
Oh, I would love to hear.
Just use that email as a personal diary. Maybe we'll share some of your guys' stuff. And let us know if you want to be anonymous, because I will say your name if you don't. You will be
We
doxxed.
will dox you.
Have y'all
all
ever
that good
tried
stuff.
anything from a sexy scene in a book in real life? And if so, how did it go for you?
That is incredible.
I need to know.
We need to know. But yeah, we love you guys.
Love you, girlies.
Love you, girlies.
We'll
This
catch you
was
next
so fun.
Tuesday.
Have a good night.